I think this hyper obsession with thinking chronically about why we do things or why we do anything is just a terrible waste of time, and it sort of leads to just repressed energies. Uh, I wonder if it links to like fears of being seen and fears of seeming like we're imitating. But how are you ever going to know that you're doing any of those things without expressing things? You can only see it outwardly, you know, and only you can know and be honest with yourself. No one else can do it. I think there's a nice saying which is, you can fool your friends and family and I don't know, your workplace, but you can't fool reality. You can't fool yourself. So I think as long as you know why you're doing certain things and can question the motives behind it, I think that you're kind of already doing enough. Uh, for me, like the reason that this point is coming up is because like people keep saying certain things, like why am I expressing certain things, and you're trying to teach people something, and I looked at it and it kind of internalized as like kind of frustration and annoyance that maybe I was or seeking something. Uh, but I think I just do it because if I don't talk aloud and I don't express it in this new form, which is like on my own in front of like a camera, is that I don't really understand or comprehend things. I can no longer process things simply by sitting down and thinking through them and processing them that way. So it's kind of just like a window into like my inner world, I suppose, by talking, not necessarily to teach anything. Uh, and if people interpret it as teaching and then get frustrated, then that's not really on me, I suppose. Uh, I don't have anything to teach because I don't know anything. Like, honestly, I don't have any formal skills. I've never even had a proper job. I've kind of just been, I don't even know what I've been doing, honestly. Uh, School held everything together, and then since I left school, everything started to fall apart, and it's been increasingly falling apart and falling apart even more recently. um, so yeah, I don't know. I suppose I just don't really care what anyone else thinks about it anymore. I don't really know why. Fundamentally, I do it or talk, but I just feel like I need to. Like today, like before coming out, I was like, I need to do something. I need to express or get something out. You know, artists, I don't think sit. For most of them, don't sit and think, what am I going to do? They kind of just do something. And I think it's the same with life. You just have to act. Thinking about, oh, what should I do? What should I do? It takes so much energy, more so than just actually acting. Like thinking about going to the shops and buying food is much harder than just going to the shop and just doing it. Um, so yeah, yes. Uh, yeah, I don't know why do anything, why say anything. I don't know. I don't really know. Uh, I might just go randomly into some thoughts today. Just something that's been happening is like I've stopped playing this ingrained role that I thought was me for so long, which is like helping and advising and trying to be there for people. And as that's gone away, there a lot of relationships have kind of just like massively simmered down because that element of me helping has kind of just come to an end. Mainly through seeing the own insufficiency of my help and that advising really isn't actually about them, it's just about making myself feel better. So, and also I got bored of it. I don't really have any advice other than just to like what seems natural in the moment, but don't know if it comes from a need to advise or more just seeing what is necessary or needed in the moment. Um, and yeah, my relationships have changed because of that. Because like you get to see the emotions behind these things. If you don't reply to a message instantly, if that's something you have been doing, you're like, oh, I feel guilt. I feel uncomfortable. I feel this visceral feeling throughout my body. And you think, oh, actually, it's actually not coming from the outside in, it's coming from the inside out. No one's making me feel these things. It's just I'm feeling them from something within me. So it's just taking ownership back, I suppose. Um, what else has been happening? Kind of ironic, I suppose. I'm talking because I actually can no longer listen to things. I used to watch lots of YouTube videos on certain things like spiritual topics and psychology, trauma, and my body just stops listening to that now. Uh, and it's taken me a long time to actually just start listening to that. Maybe it's actually just the calling for me to talk more and less listening to other people, because it actually doesn't. I don't take anything in. It's like when you're tired and someone's talking to you about something complex. It doesn't matter how important it is to them. If you're not in that energy to listen, they might as well just stop talking. Um, yeah. What else? The need to be formatted and planned as well. That seems to be kind of disintegrating, where I actually have no idea what's ever going to happen and I can't plan anything. The more I try to plan, the more it definitely doesn't go to plan. So I've kind of given up that. Uh, yeah, just like there's nothing to hold on to anymore in terms of the structure to things. Uh, maybe just by the disintegrating need for structure, then a kind of another type of order can come through. I'm not sure. Uh, but yeah, the truth is the energies recently for me have been very scatty, been very weird. I'm planning to go to Asia. I leave in a week. Going to Bali to begin with, and lots of stuff has been happening and needed, and things are ending. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting sat here. I kind of feel like I'm not taking this seriously, but maybe that's kind of the whole point. Showing up for yourself in a way that's serious, and your appearance and the way you're talking and being structured and whatnot is just a fabrication of actually what you are, which is for the most part completely scattered and out of control and not really having any idea. And I think pretending otherwise just isn't really true. I think we should turn up exactly how we are in each moment. You know, I don't know why we're always so bothered about turning up in the right ways and saying the right things. Just say the wrong things. Why are we so scared of doing everything wrong? I think Kanye West once said, like, you're always worried about saying what's right. Your whole life's a test. Always being tested. Is he saying the right things? Like, you're constantly, at work, but you're not getting paid for it. Something like that. Just an absolute bore. Just, I don't know. Just see all the feelings behind the kind of facade that you present to the world. The cruelty, the laughing at a child falling over or something. Like, I don't know. Just think this pretentious kind of thing that a lot of us put up is just kind of really boring now. And I think I feel a lot of maybe frustration towards myself at like maintaining these images, and then getting annoyed that people see me through this lens of like, oh, you're really nice, you're really this. And it's like, well, I can be. Also, sometimes I couldn't really give a fuck about any of your stuff or any of the other stuff in the world. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I think you can only talk when you have something to say is also really, really boring. Some of the most interesting, wise things I've heard from people are from people you'd never expect it from. They don't talk in articulate ways. They're not trying to sound profound or use very kind of friendly words. They speak truth. they just speak for all of these lies, uh, and they just see it quite clearly, and they also know how to directly approach these things clearly. Whereas I think particularly people who are kind of maybe more intelligent and educated have a very different type of conditioning where they want to seem smart, so they say things in very convoluted ways rather than just saying, actually, that's bullshit. It's always really refreshing when you meet someone who's just like, yeah, you're full of shit. You know, some of the best, most humbling times I've had in my life when people have just been really direct and said really what's on their mind to me. Like, actually, you think you're this, you think this, and then you think, actually, yeah, maybe you're right. You know, it always feels very refreshing to hear like completely unfiltered truth. Really is refreshing, just as the wind is refreshing. It's so lovely out here. It's funny because actually, like maybe just over 6 months ago, probably more like 7 months ago, I think I did my first like video, or like, well, in my mind, my first video in front of this tree, and I remember at that point, like all the leaves are falling off, and now they're all back, and it's like just nice that they're all coming back. Yeah. Yes. 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 Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything anyone can say to you or you can read because, like, I just think once you get to a certain point in your life journey, you kind of just, I don't know, you read for the joy of it, not trying to seek anything. You know, I used to read everything to do with logic and knowledge, and now I'm just like, give me a book that's written really well, you know, with nice words and nice tones, and, you know, you find an author and you just read it till there's nothing left to read. You know, you're not constantly looking for new authors and this and this and this, you know. Same with musicians. You find one you like and you keep listening till there's nothing less to listen to. You know, you get the message and then you just move on then. But constantly seeking for other things is something that's just like so deeply ingrained. The constant seeking for more. Yeah.